Mental health awareness is one of the most talked about topics on social media and in the news. It is no longer true that if you do not talk about it, it will go away. People who do not comprehend the stigma attached to mental illness are curious as to why it is so important to spread awareness. Everyone, even them, needs education. People need to be open about their own mental illnesses. As a result, mental health awareness is better understood and accepted. Change has happened gradually. But developments in the field of mental health have shown that mental illness is a real medical condition. This video will discuss mental health awareness. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for upcoming alerts. Let's start our video. What is mental health awareness? Public education on mental health is aided by mental health awareness. It teaches kids that discussing experiences, weaknesses, and common worries around mental health problems is acceptable. Many more people will benefit if the stigma associated with mental health is lessened. They will comprehend that mental illness is treatable as a result. As more individuals become aware, more people seek assistance. Awareness is helpful to everyone who manages their own mental health issues. This covers those with conditions including bipolar illness, PTSD, anxiety, and despair. More individuals will be able to ask for assistance when they feel alone, lonely, or desperate if the stigma is broken. How can mental health awareness help? Raising awareness of these concerns is essential for promoting behavioral health and mental health therapy. Before transitioning to a more preventive approach to mental health, it is critical to have this dialogue. We only fill our tanks when they indicate empty. As with physical sickness, raising our awareness allows us to recognize the unmistakable signs and symptoms of when we are feeling off. The four following benefits of mental health knowledge are significant. Number 1. Helps you understand your symptoms. A diagnosis might be astonishing at times. Despite its bad connotations, the term is only a shorthand for a group of symptoms. A diagnosis may be quite comforting, especially for mental health issues that are difficult, and often impossible, to detect on a test. It can make people feel less alone and make going to treatment easier. Keep meticulous track of your symptoms. For example, you may believe that using social media is detrimental to your mental health. Number 2. Starts a conversation. Although there is always a discourse about mental health, until recently it was just whispered. But while skewed thinking is a frequent trait of many mood and anxiety disorders, talking about it may actually be quite beneficial. The symptoms of many mental health issues can be significantly reduced by creating a support system and consulting with a qualified mental health practitioner. Shame unfortunately breeds quiet. It also makes it tough to request assistance at work or in other situations where a mental health diagnosis can make things more difficult. Number 3. Better education. Understanding how mental health affects daily life is essential for family members, loved ones, employers, parents, and carers. Although having a mental health problem might make life more challenging, it does not always mean that you cannot have a happy and interesting life. It is simpler to take the necessary steps to take care of yourself and flourish when the people in your life understand and value mental health care. Number 4. Promotes mental fitness. Many of us have made the error of believing that mental health just addresses mental illness. However, being mentally fit while having a mental health illness is feasible, and being mentally fit does not always entail not having a mental health condition. Integrating mental fitness, a proactive approach to emotional health, well-being, and cognitive agility into our understanding of mental health issues and wellness, it allows us to live our lives with more passion, clarity, and purpose. It is critical to reduce the stigma connected with mental health in order to embrace mental fitness. Here are 3 tips to promote mental health awareness. How can certain people, especially non-clinicians, influence the spread of knowledge about mental health? Learning to discuss and share openly about mental health is a key component of it. We enable stigma to persist when we remain silent on mental health and fitness. People find it more challenging to put their own mental health first because of this silence. Here are some suggestions for raising community awareness of mental health issues. Number 1. Speak up for yourself. How frequently do you see someone taking a day for mental health? How frequently do you observe them being open about it? Many of us believe that our physical health takes precedence over our mental health. When we are ill, we take a day off from work, but not when we are emotionally spent or physically fatigued. The next time you take a vacation, tell your coworkers up front that you are doing it for your mental health. You may encourage people to advocate for their mental health by engaging in self-advocacy. You will probably motivate others to follow your example. Number 2. Learn more about mental health. Spend some time researching mental health and wellness. But more importantly, learn how to tell them apart. Learn about the signs of burnout, common mental health disorders, and how to care for yourself if you begin to feel symptoms. It may be beneficial to keep an eye on your own warning signs in order to understand when you are becoming triggered or overwhelmed. Share any resources you find with people in your nearby vicinity. Number 3. Talk to a coach. Everyone here gets a coach, which is one of my favorite aspects about working at BetterUp. We frequently discuss anecdotes or lessons learned from our coaching sessions, whether I am speaking to a manager, a coworker, someone from another department, or an executive. At BetterUp, we genuinely value mental health and personal growth. It is okay to set aside time for the inner labor, which strengthens and sustains our outside work. Why is mental health awareness important? However, it accomplishes far more than just aiding in the effort to eradicate stigmas associated with mental illness. For instance, gaining a better awareness of mental illness might enable people to identify persons in their life who may be struggling with anxiety, depression, or other disorders that impair their mental well-being. The self-awareness of one's own mental health issues may even be a part of this. The campaign for mental health may also receive more attention as a result of better awareness. In order to promote greater knowledge of mental health and eliminate stigmas around it, groups like the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI, and occasions like Mental Health Awareness Month are essential. It appears that this advocacy is effective. The results of an APA poll taken in 2019. Such advocacy seems to be effective. According to an APA research done in 2019, 87% of Americans believe that having a mental health problem is not a source of shame. People with mental health conditions can improve, according to 86% of those surveyed. In addition, 81% of respondents to the study said they would be either very comfortable or somewhat comfortable being friends with someone who has a mental health issue. These favorable responses point to a more tolerant atmosphere for those with mental health concerns, one in which they are not required to be ashamed, embarrassed, or silent. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, like this video, and if you want to hear more from us, subscribe to our channel for more videos.